It's amazing what the right tool for the right job will do.
Welcome to TNT Homesteading. Join us as we continue to expand our off-grid life here on our 10 acres in eastern Oklahoma.
Hey y'all, welcome to TNT Homesteading. This is Terry. It is Thursday, March 13th. Took the day off from work because it's supposed to be a beautiful day today. And this weekend, we're installing gutters. So I need to get a few things done around here for the guttering. And I would like to do a little bit of stuff on the garden. I really need to get my carrots in and my radishes, which I keep wanting to call turnips. I've called them turnips for a long time now, and they're not turnips, they're radishes. But those need to actually be getting in the garden right now. But I need to get some soil taken care of for that. So that's some stuff I'm hoping to get done today. But I need to start off with the guttering. So on a previous video, last week's actually, I talked about making these blocks. And I was hoping a 1x would take care of it. I'd be able to, our problems, I needed blocks because of this double board around the window. There's a single here, so I needed to add a board on top of this one. But that's a double, so I needed to double up everything. So that's why I'd put a single here, and then I needed some doubles for the supports for the guttering. So I bought got 1x's, I cut them in half, and they were too tall. So then I ended up running them through the table saw, glued them, but then they've all warped, every single one of them. The board was already warped to begin with, so that's not going to work. What I ended up doing is just getting a 2x4 and ripping it. And it's perfect. Just nice and smooth across for a transition. So I'll use the 1x's on the 4 ends, and then I will make a whole bunch of these. This won't be too bad. My wife went ahead and already My wife went ahead and already painted a board for me. So it's already painted red. It's hard to see at that angle. It's already painted red to match the building. So I'll just cut them to length, and then we'll paint the ends just for helping with water. I did start the day off. This is actually my second time making this video. I did start the day off working on getting some water catchment stuff done over here on the chicken coop and on the log splitter. So we are going to gutter this part of the chicken coop, and the tin we have on the top of the chicken coop to keep a sort of a dry area underneath around the door and the feed down here. It just collects all the leaves and debris and stuff like that. So I had to blow that off. After blowing that off, I wanted to go ahead and set up a barrel to catch the water into. Our plan will be to pipe from the barrel directly into the run, and then have a water system inside the run. That way, we won't have to worry about them running out of water. We don't have that particularly figured out quite yet on exactly how we're going to do that, but we'll be set up for that. Next up is getting guttering on the log splitting cover. And this looks really good. I blew a nice little path for over here. We did put that on 4 cinder blocks so we can get a 5-gallon bucket underneath it. That's just a 30-gallon trash can, lid upside down, and it's actually zip tied on the other side. This was from last year, but she cut a hole through the top and put some netting there to get the bigger debris to capture it so it doesn't get in there. And it worked great last year. And so that's the plan here. But I made us a nice, well, as safe a place as possible with all the rocks around here, but at least we'll see the rocks and not trip over them underneath the leaves. So that's 2. 3 if you count the screened in porch that we did yesterday, which I haven't showed you yet since the first video was corrupted. And here's the first 2 for the screened in porch. We had these barrels last year, and we'll just capture into these. We will put a hose in the overflows, just so when this one's full, it'll overflow to this one. Part of me wanted to change out both of those and pipe them together like I'm going to do the IBC totes. But I think we've decided just to go for the overflow at the moment. This one, we just usually, my wife uses the smaller 2-gallon bucket for watering different stuff. So we didn't need it too terribly high. I'll probably level those off a little bit more. So next up, I think, is to work on cutting those blocks and getting them split. So we're ready for guttering. It's amazing what the right tool for the right job will do. This was the blade I was using to try to rip those 1-bys. It's really rusty. You can sort of see that there. It's old, and I was just noticing how dull it was. And I was like, you know, it's time for a new blade. So I went ahead and took this one off to try to make this job go faster and safer, because dull blades are not good. I already had a still relatively good blade, but it's a finishing blade. Not a splitting blade or a construction blade. I put it on there and it was smoking worse than the other one. So I went ahead and took the time and went into town and got I got 2 blades, but I got a splitting blade, ripping blade rather. This thing was amazing. It cut through those things like you would not believe. It was worth the price of admission, that's for certain. So anyway, I've got all of those cut and split now. So I do need to touch up the paint. I don't really care too much. Some of this will probably brush off. I tried brushing it off. It's just sawdust. But I'd like to cut the 2 ends. That way when we do put it up here for mounting, the ends will be painted, because it'll just sort of blend right in. It'll probably be further up even. So I need to paint these. The only other thing I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut some 1-bys to the width between the rafters of the chicken shed. So when we mount that, the guttering over there, we're going to screw from the outside in through the wall into the 1-bys, sort of sandwich that guttering up in that. And I want to already have those cut so we don't even have to mess with that when my uncle gets here. All right, there we go. I got 3 27-inch boards, 2 25.5-inch boards, and 1 24-inch board. And those are going to go right up there, right below the roof line. Butt it up against that, butt it up against that, and we'll screw in from the other side when we're hanging the gutters. And we'll do that all the way across. And that will get us our guttering over there. That's been an awesome building, sort of expensive, a lot more expensive than our last coop, but we were in a hurry, and well, when you're in a hurry, I don't know about you, but I throw money at it. If I've got the money to throw, it's just easier that way. But we got that building in, really like it. It was bigger than we wanted, but we liked that end that I was just in to hold all of our feed and other stuff. So, all right. Painting and adjusting this IBC tote. I just remembered I need to get that done too. Now, I believe I talked about this the other day, but just in case I haven't, let me do a real quick recap on what we're doing over here on the water catchment. So over here, I did have the IBC tote over here. with the plans to go down the side with more. But we don't want to block the window with IBC totes, and I may end up making some sort of cover, a wooden cover, just as an extra layer of insulation during the wintertime. Haven't completely decided on that yet, but we don't want to block the window. So I've moved it back here. I can keep expanding this direction more if I do it this direction. So after talking with my wife, we decided to go ahead and do that. We can also keep coming back this direction, just have to clean up all the mess, which is on tap anyway. So I've got one block in. I'm trying to level the next one, and then I'll level 2 more. And then the plan on this one is I am going to go ahead and put a second layer of blocks here to get a little bit higher. And that's all I'm doing. I mean, we're not doing the whole hookup, because once the gutters are in place, then another day we'll come back in. But I want to know where this is going to be whenever it comes time to make sure we're running the guttering well around it to where it needs to be. So right now it's shovel, move, level, and repeat, not necessarily in that order. That don't look too bad. So now we know the height of the IBC tote. This is where I'm going to start it. I'm going to double check with my bride and make sure she doesn't want it the little half bricks instead of the full cinder blocks. But because of the height to the heel over here, I was thinking that's probably best to do that one. Do it that way. So other than painting those blocks, we're ready to put up guttering. All right, so the last thing to do today to get ready for the guttering is to get these painted. We're both super excited about getting the guttering put on. We was hoping to do it last year and it just didn't happen. So it's going to happen this year. My wife's a much better painter than I am. And I already got it on me. Shocker. I'm going to quit talking to y'all because I'm not really talking a whole lot anyway, and get back to getting this painted. Going to Tulsa tonight. My dad is singing in a group. It's called the Singing Churchmen. And he's singing tonight. And we want to go see. So a quick trip up there and back, and then work tomorrow, and then Saturday gutters. Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching. God bless. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.